Greetings hobbyists, this is Artisans of Vol, and in this video we're going to be having a look at one of the most annoying problems with arrays for 3D printing and how to solve it really efficiently. So here you can see this fantasy building that I've been working on. I'm actually working on a series of tutorials that is going to look through the whole process of putting this together from scratch. So if you're interested in that and not subscribed, do subscribe to the channel and we'll be covering this bit by bit so that you can do all of this yourself. So a bit of a preview there. But I do want to cover this because I'm getting to the point where I'm having to do the tiles, and this is going to be a tutorial on that. But I want to just cover something because we're going to be using a rather simple array to do the ridge tiles. That's the tiles that go along the center of the roof that's going to cover this main beam. So let's get this array done and we'll talk about what the problem is. So Shift A, and I'm going to bring in a cube just here. I'm going to come into side view, S to scale it up, somewhere about there. G and Z to bring that higher. I'm going to go into edge mode. I am doing this quite quickly. There are screencast keys in the bottom right hand corner if you want to have a look at what I'm doing. And then I'm going to press Control and B to bevel those. And then I've got that clamped so it's not going to cause a problem. If you don't, just press C. That sort of unclamps it, or C clamps it again. Click. And then because I've got these vertices where they came together, if I press G, you can see they're at the same point, and that's a problem. Press A, M, and merge by distance, and now we don't have that problem. If I just come here and move that around, they're now properly connected. And then back into object mode, let's make this a little bit longer, so S, then X, and then let's go to something about that. Let's have a look at where that is on the side. That's perfectly fine. Let's go into X-ray mode with Shift and Z, grab those, G and Z, and bring those up to somewhere about there. You'll notice this is a solid object, which obviously a tile wouldn't be, but this is really important for 3D printing. We don't want these hidden voids in there where you might catch or collect resin during the 3D printing process. G and X, let's move that along so we're fully protecting that ridge, and we're going to bring in our array. So click on the object, add modifier array, and at the moment this is just going to make a tube. We don't want that. We want to look like tiles that are overlapping, so I'm going to go to vertex mode. In fact, I'm going to go to edge mode first to make this easier. Shift and S, and then move our cursor to the edge. If you don't have machine tools, that's what brings up that pie menu with Shift and S. You can just go to mesh, snap, and cursor to selected, and that will do the same thing as long as that edge is selected. Go into vertex mode, and then grab all of these vertices here. Make sure our transform point is going to be the 3D cursor, otherwise when I scale it, it's going to go silly. So there, 3D cursor, and now these bottom vertices aren't going to scale downwards because they're at the same level as the cursor, so you can see what I mean if I scale there. Let's come out of that, and that looks about right. Now at this point we've got these two basically touching, and that's probably not what we want, so I'm actually going to bring that back to about 0.9 so that we've actually got some overlap here. And then we're going to up our count so that we cover the entirety of our ridge. Something about there. That looks about right. I'm just going to G and X to sort of even that out on both sides. Okay, great. These are looking really good, looking like classic sort of ridge tiles, but we've got a problem. As soon as I come here and apply it, we've got all of these, but we've got these vertices overlapping, or more importantly, if we go into face mode, we've got this face and this face, well, all of the faces overlapping and crossing each other, and we don't want that. Now, some people will say that 3D printing software will generally deal with that when slicing, and it is true, most will, but when you've got a really complicated object, and look, this is going to be pretty complex, sometimes that can throw up issues and it won't do it properly. And in the worst situation, that's going to create voids in the middle or just mess up the geometry in a way that we weren't expecting, and you don't want that. You want to be able to predict what your print is going to look like. So we're going to solve that. Now, what we really want to do is just have these all Boolean together, but if I go to add modifier Boolean and then select a union, it won't do anything because, one, I can't apply this because we haven't selected an object. I can't select the object itself, so this isn't going to work. So that straight away is a problem. We can't use a Boolean for this. So what we have to do is turn this into lots of separate objects to then Boolean together. And this is a pain. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. Vertex A to select all the vertices, P, separate by loose parts. Now all of these are individual parts. Then we need to use ball tool, otherwise it's going to take even longer. So edit, preferences, come to add-ons, type in ball, make sure that's activated, and then we can just shift select all of the objects, Control and plus, and then that's going to be all joined together. Then we need to come here and then press H on each one to hide each of the tiles. There we go, and then we need to apply each of these individually, or you can use apply all if you've got this set up to have that. If you don't, there's a link in the top right hand corner of how to do that. I've got a video on it, and it's another native add-on to Blender that's hidden in the add-on menu. So yeah, this is all a bit tedious, and if you're going to do this a lot, it gets really annoying. So what I'm going to do is just quickly undo all of that, because there is a better way, and this is absolutely genius. And that is to use geometry nodes. So this solution was posted in the comments of one of my other videos by Emily Smirrell. I apologise, Emily, if I've said that wrong, but I do want to give credit to you. This is so useful. So where the modifier boolean doesn't work, interestingly, if you do this using geometry nodes, it does, without you having to break everything apart. So all we need to do is go to add modifier, and then geometry nodes. I will say, if you've never used geometry nodes before, please don't be concerned about this. It's about as simple as it's possible to be, as you'll see in a second, and it's going to take you no time. What we need to do is have somewhere to edit our geometry nodes. So I'm going to drag up my timeline. If you don't have your timeline there, I'm just going to join those together so that it's not there. All you need to do is bring your mouse down to one of the corners. So I'm doing this in the bottom left. You can see this almost like targeting reticule. Drag up, and then you just get another screen. Come to this option in the top left hand corner of the bottom one and go to geometry node editor, and then click that we want a new one, and you've got this bit saying the geometry in, which is all of these tiles, and then the output. And all we need to do is just bring in a boolean. So shift and A, and we're going to just type in boolean, and we want a mesh boolean, importantly. We've got all of these options here. I'm just going to bring that down so we can see them. And we don't want a difference boolean, we want a union. And all we do is drag that up into the green line, and that's going to automatically put the mesh in and then the mesh out. And then if I just come here and apply, go into vertex mode and shift and Z, you can see that this has done it. It is booleaned everything together, even though it was part of the same object, and I could just bring that down and get rid of it. It's that fast, and it works that well. So for all those people that like just joining objects together, this may be the way to then bring them all together in one go, because you could use it for that as well. But I think this is an absolutely amazing thing to be able to do, and as you saw, it takes seconds. And I will just press N to bring out the 3D print toolbar, check all, and you'll see we've got no non-manifold edges, which is the thing to be concerned about. We do have a few intersecting faces and non-flat faces, but those are very easy to sort out if we need to, and it's just to do with the way that it's worked out, these faces. But that is something that most 3D printing software can solve. And if you want to have a look at how to fix issues like that, I've got a video on that. There's a link in the top right hand corner, but those problems would have been there whatever way you chose to do this. So a really, really great tip. Thank you very much, Emily, you're fantastic, and I hope that everyone's going to find that as useful as I am. Again, if you do want to see the step-by-step stages of constructing this building, that should be coming out pretty soon, hopefully next week for the first part, but you might want to click the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already, and you can see this building get created in full. Have a great day, guys.